Hello everyone, good day. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. I'm Queenie, a former international student here in Canada. We created this channel to share some perspectives into studying and living in Canada as a temporary resident. My husband is an open work permit holder and I am an international student currently on my postgraduate work permit. If you are new to our channel and you like this type of content, please don't forget to like and subscribe for you to be notified of future uploads. Okay, so in today's video, I'll be giving my personal insights about what it's like to study in Canada and share with you some tips that you might find helpful. Just a disclaimer, I am not an expert, but everything I will provide in this video is based on our own experiences. So if you are a current international student, an upcoming international student, or planning to be an international student, and you're experiencing a lot of negative emotions such as worry, anxiety, depression, fear, and other negative thoughts or emotions, please know that you are not alone and that your feelings and emotions are all normal and valid. Don't feel that you are overreacting or overthinking because you are not. I experience all of these emotions as well as my fellow international classmates and friends. In my personal experience, I had my own set of anxieties about coming here as an international student. My concerns were about the weather as someone coming from a tropical country and having never been abroad. And next is about culture and social norms, as it would be a transition from a third world country to a first world country, and this time I'd be the foreigner and not a local of the country. And the rest of my concerns were about my studies, such as being out of school for over a decade, adjusting to Canada's education standards, the academic pressures, language barrier, and about support system, and finally work-life school balance. Before I will share with you how I cope with those worries. Let me quickly share with you a memorable milestone in my journey as well as that of my classmates as international students, which was for us to finally go up the stage last June 16, 2023. I finished my program in December 2022. And because Nate only has one convocation each year, thus we officially graduated in June 2023. It was technically late for us because it was 6 months after we finished our program, but it was still a very memorable experience that I have encouraged my classmates to participate in because we all deserve that moment for us to go up the stage and share our success with our family members back home and here in Canada who had been with us since the beginning of this bittersweet journey. Through God's grace, I was able to complete my program with honors in December of 2022, something I am humbly proud of, not for myself, but for my family and friends who believed in me and supported me to keep going. It wasn't easy, and there were times when I wondered why I was here and wanted to pack my bags and just go home. But then I had to remind myself of the bigger purpose of why I gave up everything I had back home to start over in Canada. So, despite my doubts and the hardships that I had to deal with as part of my journey, I chose to persevere since my motivation for coming here was greater. It was not just for myself, but most importantly for my family. Kaya laban Pilipinas. And now let me share with you some personal insights about how I dealt with my worries and the various challenges with my studies based on my personal experiences. Let's start with the weather. Canada is a big country and its climate is as diverse as its land. So generally the winters here are long and cold, and that may create problems for us international students, especially for those coming from warm countries. Indeed, Canada is a cold country, and in our almost 3 years here in Canada, we have proven to ourselves that it is not bad weather, it is bad clothing, which makes it uncomfortable. So we recommend that you always check the weather before you leave the house and dress according to the weather conditions. Especially during winter, wear clothes in layers and cover yourselves adequately. Layering is essential throughout the winter, so always wear gloves, never go out without them, put a toque or a scarf over your neck, and invest in a good winter jacket. Moreover, most of the houses here in Canada have heating systems, so you don't have to worry about getting or feeling cold during the winter. Every year in Edmonton, we have about 1 to 2 weeks of extreme cold weather ranging from negative 20 to negative 40 degrees Celsius, so proper clothing is essential to keep you warm. Culture shock is another significant challenge we face as international students here in Canada, as we might have thought that the culture and social norms in Canada may be vastly different from what we are used to in our home countries. For example, the way people interact, the food, the music, and the social customs may be unfamiliar to us, causing us to feel isolated and overwhelmed. So, to overcome culture shock, it is essential to immerse ourselves in Canadian culture. So, we can do this by participating in cultural events or joining clubs or organizations or make friends with locals. It is also crucial to maintain connections with our home country, such as through social media, to alleviate any feelings of homesickness. Furthermore, Canadians are polite, though not always expressive to strangers, to say hi or hello when they see you on the street or public places, but they are generally nice or friendly and they respect other people's space. Simply learning to respect cultural diversity can enable you to live in peace and harmony with others here. Moving on was about my worries related to being out of school for over a decade and my age. I was already almost 40 when I decided to pursue my international education. Though I was no longer young compared to my other classmates, we can still keep up. What I did was I just have to have courage that I can still do it. It also greatly helps if you prepare and condition yourself in all aspects: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. It won't be easy, but just be prepared to anticipate the worst while maintaining a mindset that you will do whatever it takes to achieve your goals of coming here. And most importantly, if you have concerns about your capability to succeed in your studies, evaluate your limitations and strategize on what you can do to help improve yourself. It won't happen overnight, but you'll get there. Just have faith. Another source of my concern was Canada's education or academic standards. As international students, we face academic pressure when studying in Canada, as the academic standards in Canada might be somewhat different from what we have in our home country and could lead us to struggle to keep up with the workload or understand the expectations of our professors. I would like to emphasize about plagiarism, which is taking someone else's work and passing it off as your own without crediting the source. This is strictly prohibited in Canada, and academic dishonesty of any kind is not allowed here. So you would either lose marks on your assignments, suffer a failing grade, or be placed on probation or get expelled from your institution. Based on my experience, unlike in the Philippines, quizzes or assignments are based on the course concepts and definitions. In Canada, term exams are still based on course concepts and definitions. However, during the actual exam, it is key to have a thorough comprehension of the concepts and their application. To truly comprehend how it is utilized, studying course topics will require a lot of reading involving sample business cases. You can also expect a lot of assignments, quizzes, and projects to work on. With this, you should keep yourself aware of the deadlines, especially if you have 5 courses per term. You must ensure that you are able to complete these on time because the marks you receive from these will have an impact on your final grade. Taking all these into consideration, it is important that you have to keep an open mind and learn to adapt with the teaching style or methodologies used by your professors. Second is you utilize all available resources provided to you by your professor that will help you succeed in your coursework, such as course syllabus. This would outline the basic elements of a course, such as topics that will be covered, the wiki schedule, and the list of tests, assignments, and their weightings. Next is the planning calendar. This will outline specific dates when subjects, assignments, and projects will be covered or will be due during the term. Very useful information to help you better manage your time or activities, especially when you are also working. Next is rubric or marking guides. This document explicitly explains how your assignment or project will be graded and every mark is accounted for. This will help you to recognize and match your professor's expectations and aim for the highest mark possible. Next is notes from professors. This could be lecture materials prepared by your professor, such as PowerPoint presentations or Word documents. And these cover themes or concepts that they want their students to focus on or they will address during class lectures. This will give you an overview of the important subjects that may be covered as well during term exams. Last but not the least is for you to utilize term study guides. In my previous experience, teachers would supply these, and these type of documents will greatly assist you in focusing on a certain topic or concepts that will be included during the actual exam, as well as help you better manage what you are learning, your learning time, and how you take in information rather than going over everything. While you have all these documents to help you succeed, my third and final recommendation is that you prepare your own study notes. In my experience, making study notes helps me to recall the content better since it develops familiarity, which improves information retention. And one method that has been useful for me, particularly in classes which I was not very confident, such as accounting and statistics, was to spend time to practice and redo course exercises, tests, and quizzes, as well as class presentations. To add, you can also seek support from your professors or academic advisors or participate in study groups. Okay, so another source of concern for me was the language barrier that may cause us to struggle to understand lectures and participate in class discussions, or making it difficult for us to communicate effectively with our peers and professors. Though we speak in English in the Philippines as it is the primary language used in school and at work, it is somehow different to know that you can always communicate in your own dialect or language if you're having difficulty expressing yourself. In Canada, we will be required to think and communicate in English at all times, but I believe we Filipinos will be fine here as we can understand and communicate in English. There are some ways to help increase our confidence in learning and mastering the language, such as exposure, like taking advantage of any opportunity for you to interact with locals. Second is being confident and believing in yourself. Don't worry if you don't speak great or perfect English. From my observation, people here aren't very concerned with your grammar except for written assignments in school, and they don't mind your pronunciation. So as long as they can understand you, you'll be fine. And if something isn't clear to you in class, don't hesitate to speak up and ask questions. Last but not the least is you can use AI or cloud-based typing or writing tools such as Grammarly to help you improve your writing in terms of spelling, punctuation, style, and tone. For us at NATE, access to Grammarly is provided to us for free, and so we took advantage of that, particularly with our written assignments or projects in school. And then another concern I had was with the support system. Well, I have a brother in Canada, but I didn't have any friends yet, as my other friends or some people I know in Canada live in other provinces. Having a support system here is essential for adjusting to a new culture. You need people you can talk to and rely on for assistance during your stay in a foreign country. So whether it is a friendly face, someone you speak the same language, or even just an ear that's ready to listen. And here are some of the ways you can build your support system here, such as connecting with your fellow international students. In my experience, they are great people to connect with as they truly understand your journey, your challenges, or your struggles, as they experience the same or even going through the same situation as yours. So they would make you feel that you're not alone in your journey and would cheer you on to just continue and keep pushing forward. Following that is you make new acquaintances or meet your classmates, neighbors, or coworkers. Make an attempt to get to know some of the acquaintances you encounter on a regular basis. Strong ties with other people have a variety of positive impact to us, including improving our physical and emotional health, providing us consolation in difficult situations, as well as enriching our lives. So when we get along well with people, we feel more at ease and feel less isolated and lonely. Another thing I did was join groups on campus and online. Like on Facebook, Nate has the international student groups, and then Nate also has the international peer mentor initiative. So these groups or clubs gave me the opportunity to interact with other Nate students for guidance or assistance with my studies by providing us or sharing with us their notes or lending us their books for free. Another recommendation is for you to build your network by connecting with fellow Filipino or other professionals in your location through LinkedIn. In my experience, I met my very first friend at my current employment through LinkedIn. She too is an international student, and we came from the same province in the Philippines, and it was good to connect with someone who truly understands your situation and your concerns in this journey. Also, through LinkedIn connections, I was able to meet fellow Filipinos who were instrumental for us to explore job opportunities in the city we're in or guide us through on what we need to know as a newcomer or as a job seeker. Homesickness is unavoidable when living in a different country, and having your support system here can help you feel less alone or lonely and more like you belong. Last but not the least is about work-life school balance. Being a wife, a sister, student, and employee, in my experience, is really difficult and overwhelming. And if you can't find balance, it could cause emotional and mental stress, which might make you want to give up. Therefore, striking a healthy balance between your career, your home life, and academics will help you both personally and professionally. And then here are some ways that can probably help you balance your responsibilities. First is we and my husband had teamwork. My husband and I would share or split responsibility in performing the household chores at home, such as cooking, washing the dishes, doing the laundry, or cleaning the house, and or he would do all or most of it when I'm swamped with assignments or projects. Second is time management. It is really helpful if you're organized. So to better manage my time at school, at home, and at work, and to ensure that I don't miss out important deadlines and stay on track, I created a spreadsheet that outlines what needs to be completed on a specific date and also gives me a glimpse of how my schedule looks on specific days or months. This would also include all of my school activities or coursework, work shifts, personal activities that I need to attend or work. I have color coded it as well so it is clear which activities are related to school, job, or personal. Third is communicate with family, classmates, and employers. For you not to find yourself overwhelmed with so many things going on at the same time, communication is key when you are doing group projects or assignments, taking on shifts at work, or attending to personal events or activities. When your group decides on when to meet to plan and work on projects, you must let them know of your availability, and from there the group can agree on a group meeting schedule that can accommodate everyone's schedule, especially if you work part-time. Like either you would agree on doing it during class hours, as there are professors that will allow the extra class hours for group work, or you do it in the evenings after shift or on weekends. Next is in order for your supervisors to assign your shift in a way that works for you and prevents you from missing class or being late or absent for work, you must also communicate with them your availability, and this could change every term depending on your class schedules, as well as the number of hours that you are willing to contribute. And then another important consideration is having the ability to spend time with your family, especially if you have your husband, your wife, your partner, or your children with you here in Canada. And that's important for you to establish secure relationships with them, but It's a reality that sometimes carving out family time is more difficult than expected with all of your work commitments and school activities. And to ensure that, in my case, that my family understands, if I am unable to attend certain events or must organize family trips, vacations, or activities on specific dates, I share my work or school schedules with them to help them understand what's going on. And another tip I can share is to take breaks but don't procrastinate. Breaks are vital to relax and re energize your body and your mind, which can improve your productivity, boost your energy levels, and your capacity to focus. An efficient strategy to accomplish this is to schedule time away from the activity that you're doing rather than living it to the last minute and ending up cramming and stressed out. And then finally, you must establish limits or boundaries. Setting limits has a variety of advantage to improving your general mental health and well-being. It could be with your relationships, your work, or your school activities. Knowing what you consider acceptable and unacceptable, as well as your degree of tolerance for particular situations, will help you avoid burnout and keep a healthy mind, body, and relationships. Here in Canada, especially for those who are still chasing their Canadian dreams like us, we have our health, physical and mental, as our investment. And it is critical that we prioritize our physical and mental health for us to continuously have the strength and ability to continue on with our journey. While it is true that we are here to earn and seek financial stability, don't allow that it will come to a point that it may rob you of your physical and time well, which is the most important in life. Because without both, we won't be able to enjoy the rest, and no amount of money or status can bring or buy back lost health and time. Additionally, international students can prioritize their mental health and physical health by taking breaks when needed. And you can also do this by seeking out counseling services. Schools also offers that. And then by also maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Alright, so that brings us to the end of our topic for today's video. I hope we have given you some useful insights into how it is to study here and how you might overcome some of the common problems as international students. And before we finally conclude this video, let me quickly share a Bible verse from Joshua 1 verse 9, which says, "Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Pursuing the student pathway here in Canada has its fraught with uncertainties and difficulty, but just always keep in faith and lift up all your worries to Him, and you'll be able to find peace, knowing that you are not alone and He will always be with you all throughout your journey. We wish you all the best and much success in your journey here in Canada. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future uploads or stories about our adventures here in Canada. Have a good day.